Hey, Meow. I can only imagine how emotional it feels to have had this dream that you shared with me. I feel it in my body so much, and so I certainly empathize with you. I'm going to just dive right in and give you my prescription, quote unquote, for what you need to do. And for some reason, the word I'm getting is prescription. So we're just going to work with that. First, let me give you the context for this dream in your life. And because I don't know you and this is a public platform, I'm only going to get so personal and specific with the details. So you have a person and or potentially repeatable occurrence in your life where people have been hurting you deeply. It's affecting you. And these are people who, by somebody else's perception or even yours, they're not really threatening, or they seem innocent, but they're not. And so there's a little bit, I don't know if you've been gaslighting yourself or if they make it seem like, oh, not a big deal, you should just get over this. But there's definitely some emotional turmoil about how they present themselves versus how it affects you. And this dream, I'm taking the deep breaths because I'm just feeling so much what it must be like to feel this for you. This dream is a bit of a emotional release valve. The other part of this, and this is why I was saying either you gaslighting yourself or them gaslighting you, in the dream, you finally kill the thing that's attacking you, and then you feel bad. And so that's why I'm talking about this instance in your life. It feels kind of like a lose-lose situation, and that even when you try and stand up for yourself, that person makes you out to be the bad guy, the bad girl, even though they are the ones who started it. And that's why it's also really charged and really hard for you to feel good about the situation. So that's kind of the scene that I'm painting here, that I see for you and that I feel for you. And I just want to say, no matter how small they're making it seem, in your soul it does not feel small. In your soul it feels super, super hurtful. And even small things can hurt. You know, there's that expression, death by 1,000 cuts. All of these small things can be collected and to create this kind of ongoing hurt that feels like a deep wound, even if they were microaggressions or really small things happening over and over again. So my prescription for what I want you to do is I want you to take time every day, 2 to 3 minutes a day, 5 if you feel like it, and do things that help you bolster this feeling of self-trust, self-love, and just deep admiration and love for you. This instance has somewhat shaken you to the core, and what I want you to do is build yourself back up again, because whether or not those people have been gaslighting you or you're gaslighting yourself, there's this feeling of the trust and the love has been eroded away, and you don't deserve that. You deserve better than this. And the way that you can get better than this for yourself is to every day do things that are supporting, reinforcing your self-care, your self-trust, your self-love. I just want to highlight here, it's not a silly thing to have self-care and self-love and self-trust. There are people who would belittle it out there. We're not going to deny that there's people who would act like it's dumb and it's a waste of time. And there's probably even a voice within you, which is why I'm bringing it up, that would say, this is a waste of time. This is dumb. I don't need this. You do need this. Every single person needs self-love. Every single person needs self-care. Every single person needs to reinforce that sense of self-trust. You need this. You need this. You need this. The more you start doing this, what is going to happen is in a few weeks, the situations in your life where you have been either allowing people to gaslight you, allowing people who present that they're innocent, but they're really not, who are doing microaggressions or hurting you in other ways, you're going to start to see how you can have boundaries, how they're wrong. Hopefully, my goal is you can, if it's a work situation or a family situation, after you have had all this time of cultivating your self-love, you can start to see over the next few months, how can you shift the situation, get out of it if that's the thing you need to get out of, and set this up so that you are not beaten down, torn down, attacked repeatedly. You're a truly wonderful person. I am sorry that you are going through some of this painful circumstance, because I do feel like it is really painful. And if there's a part of you that's like, this lady is blowing this out of proportion, just know I am speaking to your soul level. This is what your soul is going through. I am not blowing anything out of proportion. Again, we don't want to gaslight you. You matter. Your self-love matters. Your self-trust matters. Giving yourself the time to support those things matters. And I really hope that you do it. Best wishes. Thanks for sharing your dream.